our next lesson. And the next lesson that I personally learned from my past relationships and or marriage, I'm not specifying which one it is. The next lesson I want to get into is sometimes it's best to not overshare every detail of your life with a new partner. This is actually a lesson that I go back and forth with myself about, because I feel like there's two sides of this. There is the oversharing part where you're getting to know someone and you just basically tell them every detail about your past, present, and the things that you want for your future. And then there's the other side of things where you're closed off, you're guarded, you are very private about your life, and it takes a long time for them to make their way into that, into your heart, into your trust. So what I found is it's best to kind of find a happy medium so you can have that balance. The reason why I learned the lesson of not oversharing so much is because some things are just simply on a need-to-know basis. Some people just don't need to know everything about your past unless it's something that's going to directly affect them. I have learned the hard way about certain personalities, certain types of character, where someone will take the information that you've told them specifically about previous relationships, but it could be anything. It could be something that's happened in your childhood, something that has happened to you in previous friendships, something that has happened to you at work, whatever. When you start giving up a lot of information about things that have happened to you, about things that have happened to you, some people will take that information and either throw it up in your face in the future, whether it's during an argument or to prove a point, or use it against you, like try to take what it is that you said and bring it up again. It's kind of the same thing, but bring it up to kind of contradict something that you might be saying now, or something that you might have thought in the past and you've changed your perspective, and they might throw up something that you've told them about your past that contradicts that. And another thing that I've experienced is people using your past hurts to gauge how they should treat you. So if I've been in an abusive relationship before and I shared that with you early on, and then you say something to me that I find to be inappropriate, you hurt my feelings, or you say something that was offensive, and your response is, well, that person put their hands on you, so why are you getting mad about me saying this? At least I'm not doing that. And that's where we have a problem. We have a big problem, because whenever that happens, that's pretty much an immediate deal breaker for me. So I wouldn't say that you can't share the things from your past, but what I will say is find balance and utilize your discernment. Everyone doesn't need to know everything. So you shouldn't have to be so secretive or private about certain things when you're getting to know someone out of fear of them doing these things, because that is a reflection of their character. That's true. And I still believe that, like, if I share something with you, I'm not going to blame myself for sharing with you. If you throw it up in my face or something like that, I'm going to see that as your character flaw, and I'm going to exit stage left. But if you take your time to really utilize your discernment, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart, think logically, think about the conversations that you're having, and if it's an appropriate time to share something that is personal or something that is painful, by this time that you're sharing, and I'm not saying that you should be deep into your relationship or a certain amount of months or days should pass by before you decide that it's okay now. Utilizing your own discernment. You know when someone is a safe place. You know when someone is trustworthy enough for you to share that information with. And so just really paying attention to someone's character, maybe sharing something that's not as painful or not as deep as your deepest secret, or your most intimate moments, or your most painful experiences, and see how they handle that, and then move forward, after you see if they can handle something, that's more surface level. And I just think that when you take your time to get to know someone and you pay attention to what their character is, how their character is, that you can feel safe enough to share those things with the partner and not be fearful. And set your boundaries as well when you start sharing, and also be someone that's a safe space for them. I think that matters too. If someone is also sharing with you, when you get to a point where you're sharing and I think it's oversharing when they're sharing nothing and you're sharing everything. So pay attention to that as well. If they find you to be a safe space and they're sharing things and they're opening up to you, then that's one of the signs that you could possibly open up to them as well. If they don't make you feel judged, if they make you feel accepted and they understand the things that you've been through, they show empathy and hold space for you, then, and it feels like a safe space for you, then be an open book. But pay attention to how you feel, pay attention to the subtle things, and, just be careful. I think that setting boundaries is necessary, but some people you just don't have to set those type of boundaries with. If they have a great character, they'll know not to do those type of things, like bringing it back up, throwing it up in your face, using it against you, even threatening to tell someone if you've told them some type of secret that you wouldn't want anyone else to know outside of you. If they have a good character, they won't be doing those things. But if they do something like that they may not think is that big of a deal, like, oh, well, remember you said you X, Y, and Z, if you let them know that, hey, I told you that because I felt safe enough to tell you that, I would prefer you not to bring that up to prove a point. Like, that is a trigger for me, or that is a red flag for me, or that is a below the belt hit. In my opinion, I would appreciate if you don't do that. Find another way to prove your point than bringing up something that I've shared with you in confidence. So it's all about communication. It's all about getting to know people, really paying attention to how someone makes you feel, what are they doing in the conversation, and just, being comfortable with what you're sharing. So that is my lesson today. I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure you like, comment on this video, and share it, and subscribe to the channel. And check out the description so you can get the link to the How to Beat Single guided journal, so you can get your healing on, get your growth on, figure out what your lessons are, what makes you happy, what makes you tick. And I'll talk to you later with the next lesson.